Welcome to the Daily HiFi Podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. My name is Chana. Today, we've got Joe Intel in the house and all of you lovely people. What's up?
What's up,
everybody?
Who's in the chat? Because, they're the ones who are important, right?
Yeah, we're just knuckleheads. We got
Chris Wyndham. Watching, it would just be two dudes talking about random stuff.
Michael Squires, what's up? Fred's in the house. Junior OG. Did I say Chris Hamilton? I think I did. No, Chris Wyndham.
What's up, Anthony? Michael, if you see the little logo next to it, that's because they are part of the Daily HiFi Crew. You know, we get together and talk about all kinds of other stuff after this is over. And I think it's really cool. I mean, that's the best part. And if you don't know, it's kind of one of those things. You have to just try. You can try it out, see what it's about, and see if it's for you. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's hard to even explain what it's about. But we have a community, really, like a group of good folks, and we all just try to help each other out in all aspects of life. Just like how we're not always about home theater here, it's just helping each other out.
Two dudes. Beefy's in the house. Oprah Winfrey, what's up? JR, how you doing? Wendell, my man, how are you doing, buddy? Fred says Transformers Rise of the Beasts 4K Blu-ray includes digital copy, $8.99 at Best Buy. Wow, look at that. That's a pretty good deal.
I'm not a physical media guy. I haven't even watched like any of the recent Transformers, so yeah, that's I'll let you guys be excited about it. I don't want to put a damper on your excitement, but what do you think? Is that something you're excited about, Chana?
Rise of the Beast. I ordered it. I already had it, so I paid $25 for it or whatever it was. Amazon. Let's see. I can check my orders. Hey, it came in a while ago. Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I ordered it on July 5th, and it was delivered at some point.
Yeah.
Recently, I think. Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. Track package. Here we go. Oh, I spent a total of $32.
So let me get this straight. You just ordered Blu-ray discs, like you don't even know if you're gonna like it. You just order them. I don't understand.
Yeah, pretty much. I order them
and you order.
Yeah, I order. I see something new. Oh, yeah. I see something new and I order it. Put it on my Zapidi. I mean, Zidu. I mean, my Dune. I don't know. One of those or the Revolution. I don't know whichever one of those. I'll put it on one of those things.
So is it just really about collecting? Because when it comes to people who collect stuff, it's just they don't really need a reason.
I think I'm a collector. Okay. It's one of those things where just like sometimes, and I know like, and it's like sometimes it gets out of hand. It gets a little out of hand. Like
I can respect it.
Until you should have seen my collection of DVDs. I had one of those Sony 300 DVD carousel deals, and then I lost it all in a fire. I just much like you. Right?
Yes, I have an idea what that's like.
Yeah, so then I was just like, okay, screw it. But then with the like ripping the disc, now the disc is somewhere safe, and so I'm using my rip to like watch and put around the house. And then I what I never understood was the wall of Blu-rays, the wall of DVDs at people's houses, and I'm like, oh man, I can't stand that.
Back when we had CDs, you'd have like maybe a rack of CDs, and or one of those things you open it up and all your discs are there, and like it just lets people know, look at me, I got them, I got them. What do you want to listen? I got it right here, like a DJ. I got everything.
Oh my goodness, dude! And don't even get me started on that. Like there were times when like you would had to. When you move from DJing on vinyl to DJing on the CDJs, you'd literally have to like burn little mix CDs of just like that artist. So you have all of their stuff on one CD. So you wouldn't have to keep flipping CDs, all the way through. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, physical, dude, I got it. Dude, digital's great. You know, physical media, you know, I used to be only able to take 40 records to a gig. So I had to pick 40 songs. That's it. Now I bring all 40,000.
Is it decoration? Is for a lot of people? It's just like, like a piece. You know how like people used to put like a bunch of books up. You know, you have a bookcase, and look at how smart I am. Look at all these books I've read. Look at how much knowledge I have.
To all this music I've listened to.
Look at me.
Right?
Is it that? You know,
because what do you guys think?
I used to have a bunch of books actually, because look at me, all these books, and I ended up like just throwing them away because I'm like, I've read all these, not gonna reread them.
Right.
I have them on a Kindle also, so throw them out. Anyway.
Yeah, Bodhi, the NAS.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, I don't have too much planned for today as far as topics. But yeah. Feel free to ask any questions. We're here to answer.
2 400 DVD changers. I use them for my CDs. Wow, that's a lot.
400 DVD changers. Is that like all of them are in there?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what he says. He has 2. 800 CDs. Do people still DJ with LPs? Yes, they do. They actually do like full on tours with just vinyl. They call it the all vinyl tours. It's usually like older house DJs that really want to like, make a statement. And they still go out and buy vinyl for their gigs. So, it's a thing.
I can imagine it for the, there are DJs I know who do scratching and things like that. Seems like
no, but you can do that on control vinyl. So the control vinyl never changed.
That doesn't seem right, dude. That seems very wrong. I don't know what it is about that, but it doesn't seem right to be scratching on. I don't know.
I mean, look, it's vinyl. It's still vinyl. It's just that the information, you can change the information on the vinyl. So, I mean, technologically, it's pretty cool. You don't have to have the record. It's an MP3 or WAV, and it's just tracked to the vinyl. So you can scratch like it's like normal.
So you mean to tell me it's not like for audiophile quality? Like they don't put on a song and everybody's like, oh, you hear that analog? Oh, so much more enjoyable.
No. They're just like, yeah, turn it up. Where's the party at? Let's go. Woo, look, I got my red Solo cup too.
What's up? Ready to go.
Monday afternoon party. Yep.
Oh man. Music is most okay. What topics? Any particular topics you guys want to talk about today? Because we're open. We do this just to have fun and to answer questions. A lot of you guys who have been here, for a while, we've answered lots of questions. And so some of the questions might be, or some of the answers and questions might be repeats of stuff we've done prior. But if you're new here, welcome and feel free to ask a question.
I got a question, Joe.
Okay.
Let's say I
super
got,
chat, please. Super chat.
I need a super chat. I don't.
Go ahead.
I'm not set up for super chat. All right. I just got these awesome speakers. I think they were like $3,600 a pair, and I plugged them in, and I was not too thrilled about the bass. What do I do about that, Joe?
Well, depends. Are you into DSP? Do you believe in DSP, or are you a purist? Like you can't have anything in the signal path. You know what I mean? As pure a signal, because if you are, then what you get is what you get. I think those are the people who they it's all about break-in. They're just gonna play it for 100 hours, get used to the fact that it doesn't have a lot of bass. And then
I turn up the bass.
Next thing you know, they're like, oh, you know what? The bass really settled in. Sorry, don't mean to offend anybody, but come on.
No, please. Let's offend
change happening. Come on.
I mean,
we can measure those things, right?
The break-in. Is it a story? Is it a theory? The break-in thing just means that your ears have now gotten used to it, and you're like okay with it now. You're like, okay, well, I need to add a sub. I spent almost $4,000. Might as well just put another $500 into a sub.
You guys are funny over here. See, you guys understand our sense of humor. And our sarcasm, use cables for equalization. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's funny.
All about that bass.
You know,
That's right.
I was listening to the Audio Unleashed podcast. I always say that I like that one. And they're talking about how this one, I don't know who it was specifically, but a guy who used to make speakers, he'd say, hold on, let me break them in real quick. And he'd just push on the woofer a couple times. He's like, all right, that's it. That was breaking.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me break them in. Done.
Yeah, Chris says I need better cables. Cables for equalization. Yeah.
That's right. You know, that was actually one of the topics here. I said cables matter, right? So cables do matter, but which cables? Probably not speaker cables. Or, you know, I just got some HDMI cables, a 50-foot optical, and it makes a difference because the previous one would glitch out.
Yeah.
Right? There's just not enough. There's too much signal trying to come through, and, you know, the data is very easy to mess up. And so in that case, yeah, it made a difference. Speaker wire, unless you're getting noise or I don't know. Speaker wire is a tough one. RCAs, XLRs, yeah.
And wait, those are called interconnects.
Interconnects.
They're not called cables, Joe.
Yeah.
Interconnects.
Interconnects, yes.
Well, what are they internally connecting? Nothing. There's for Why don't we call them external connects?
Extra, okay.
Not interconnects, extra connects.
But I think you were trying to set up something with your previous question about what are you doing that doesn't have enough bass. I joked around saying, yeah, you can break them in, but really equalization can help out a lot because, you know, depending on this type of speaker, I just unboxed the Arendal 1723s. Really? Towers, THX towers, huge, 4 8s in there.
4 8.
They're big, huh?
4 8. I don't know. 8 driver?
They say 8s. 4 8s, and you look at them, you're like, this is gonna have some crazy bass, right? And then I listened, and they're good, but it's like, you know, I previously had some Monolith Encore T6s, and they had a lot of bass, and they had 3 6.5s, right? So I looked at the other one, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be way crazier. I'm like, that's about the same, right? About the same amount of bass, and I think it's because Arendal's trying to really focus on being able to play loud and clean. So they sacrificed a little bit of the deep bass extension.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of wanted to see what it could do. I'm like, man, I want to see what they can do. Anyway,
8. That's a lot of woofer, man.
I know, right?
You know, I had the Klipsch dual 8s, the RP280F had dual 8s. They had a lot of bass, man. They had a lot of bass. So
I guess it's the way they're tuned, right? Do they want bass extension, or are they trying to keep it clean? And, you know, I think these guys are just trying to allow it to play clean and loud because of maybe the THX spec. Who knows what that says? Who knows what the requirement is for that? But anyway, I ended up doing magic beans on it and just extending the bass out further. Right? It got more than loud enough here. I didn't need to get any louder. I wanted more bass extension. Right. So tuned it up, magic beans. Oh, crazy difference, right? Like it went from that's cool to like that's cool to oh crap, my garage door is vibrating.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So I would say definitely if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of the SPL, how loud it can go, then you can extend the bass.
I mean, did you
level. You got to be reasonable.
I'm looking at did you do the venting? Did you do the venting? Because I'm looking at this here. I'll toss it up on screen here.
So I tried sealed. I tried it with one port open. It should have the deepest bass extension, which for some reason they don't show on there. It says 2 vents, 3 vents.
2 vents, 34 hertz. 3 vents, 38 hertz. And 1 vent is which one? How low does that go?
I don't know exactly what that's saying. Is that saying 2 vents plugged, maybe? Maybe that's 2 vents. It doesn't say, right? I think it means 2 vents plugged.
No, I think that means 2 open airs. 2 open.
Oh, 2 open. Yeah, because 3 plugged would be the same as sealed.
Sealed, yeah. Come on, Joe.
Stick with it. What's interesting, though, it doesn't have the option for 1 vent, but they do have that as an option. That should have the deepest bass extension. Well, they have this cool manual, by the way, that is really comprehensive. It shows you how to aim it, where's the optimal point. Yeah, how to use the spikes. It's really cool. I like that they went through the effort to kind of like explain how to get the best possible sound, positioning, toe in, all this stuff. It's actually useful information here. And then one of the things is about the port.
The port, yeah.
Enclosure tuning. Let's see. Trying to find the. No, it doesn't. Hold on.
Oh, Chris Wyndham, see you later, man. Have a good one.
See you later, man.
Buddy.
Anyway, I'll go through that in my full review. So,
what's up, Poncho?
You know what's up? What's interesting is they have this. Their surround speaker is a triaxial. So it has the front.
Does that mean tripole?
I don't know. They call it triaxial, maybe tripole.
If axis is there?
I don't know if it's tripole because
monopole is just a flat one surface.
Right. So it has that, and then it has another speaker on the side that's in phase with the front one.
Okay.
And then it has another speaker on the other side that's out of phase. So I've actually measured it already, and what it seems like, it's almost like taking your surround and turning it so you're off axis. So it's interesting. I'm not sure why you wouldn't just turn your speaker 30 degrees backwards, but it's still interesting. It's still interesting.
Right. It's cool to like
designs. I'm with it all. I like it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hold on 1 second.
Like
I'm freezing over here. Hang on.
Okay. All right. So anyway, what else? Yeah. Look at this, by the way. So this is the manual for the Arendal 1723, the 8-inch, right? And then the 6-inch has its own, manual. Like, look at it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. Anyway,
is that a paper manual? Imagine that. Now it's not a PDF, right?
Yeah, I know. And it's nicely printed. I just appreciate this sort of thing. So I guess I do like physical media when it comes to manuals.
Physical manual. Beefy says that's a tripole, Joe. M&K sells them. Okay. It's the same thing. So that's what they're saying. Hey, Gabe, LZ, what's up, buddy? Provides a diffuse sound field. Chris Wyndham's back. Okay. How are the tacos? You were gone very, very, very quickly.
Well, it's going to be a good day if Chris Wyndham's here. Yeah. That's all I know.
The idea is to create a diffuse rear soundstage with a bit of directionality. Okay. That marketing team knows what's up.
Yeah, it's just funny though, because I did a measurement of the polar plot, right? So basically I'm spinning the speaker and then I'm seeing what the response is all around it. And it's very similar to just taking your speaker and pointing it backwards a little bit. Like, I guess if you have to have a speaker up against the wall, because it does look like it's easy to mount on the wall. So if you need it flush on the wall, but you need the sound to kind of go backwards, that's when I guess you can use something like that. They do have an option on the back to only make it so it's front firing.
So it's a monopole.
Yes.
You can make it monopole.
Interesting. I just like different designs. It makes it interesting to measure to see what it's going to do. Yeah. I like
try it out,
Mm-hmm. What's up, Keeping Up with the Joneses?
Oh, Tristan's in the house.
Uh-oh.
Watch out.
What else? What else is new? I set up a 7.1.4 in my living room.
That's right. I get a photo of like some flooring like ripped apart. I'm like, what is this, Joe? I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Oh man, it's tough. I get why people, don't want to set these things up. I understand why people set up a soundbar. Right? Most cases, you just don't want to run all this. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do. But the after result is significantly better than a soundbar. I tried using that flat wire. So Monolith sent me some flat wire that you're supposed to run up against the wall. It works, but even after painting it, I could still see that there's it's not flush. It's not flush with the rest.
Something's there. You can tell.
So I don't know that I can easily recommend that. I think it's easier to kind of just hide wire, run it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a solution one of these days, Chana, for
Maybe.
people who are trying to run cables long distances.
That's
you know?
dude. I am always
You
trying to
know?
run. I'm always running cables for long distances, man. I did find a really good XLR transmitter that I would use DJing. It didn't really work that well for outdoors because of the wind. And if it was for a microphone, because I tried it during a wedding ceremony because the bride, that's what she wanted, wireless. And then, but they were recording, the videographers were recording off of my little mixer. And so it just kept, as soon as the wind came, you would hear, and they would stop the sound. And so they're recording all this. And I'm like, I just took my 50-foot XLR, just threw it behind the groomsmen, walking, plugged it in, walked over there, just said, excuse me, and plugged it in. You may continue. And then they didn't have that problem anymore. So, wireless, connection for your surround sound speakers would definitely, bring in some latency, however minor it is,
So I'm doing that right now. I'm using the SVS Prime, what is it called? SoundPath. They have two versions. It's the more expensive version, and it definitely works. It's reliable. It doesn't cut out. All that works. But the amount of delay that it adds, especially for a speaker that's far away, so I'm using it for a rear surround or rear height. I don't know. I'm using upfiring. We can talk about that in a bit. But it adds too much delay to the point where when I run Odyssey just for the distances, right, it says this is beyond the allowed amount because it can only have a certain amount of delay between speakers, right? Sure. So if all of them had the same amount of delay, it'd be fine, But the fact that this one is wired and the other one is wireless, there's just too much delay and it can't compensate for it. It says it gives you a little error. It says, I think it said 33 feet is what it was detected at, and it said it has to be a minimum or a maximum of 25 feet. So whatever. It works maybe for subs better.
Whatevs. Laser beams instead of wires, Scotty says.
That'd be good. I lived in downtown LA where our internet was pretty high speed, and it came from a laser from one of the other buildings in downtown LA.
What?
Never heard of anything laser? Like that. I swear to you, never heard of anything that I didn't even know that was possible. But I guess they beamed the signal over. Sounds futuristic. Or they could have just told me that. Probably just like.
I don't know. We got a couple rando questions here, Brian. He asked, how is the Focal Vestia versus the Aria? I have the Aria in my living room. The Vestias I actually have not heard. So,
what are those? Are they inexpensive or more expensive? Are they like
they are less expensive?
Cora level?
They are supposed to be above the Cora, in between the Cora Aria, because I think the Cora is being discontinued. So the Vestia might be the lowest in the lineup. So
I wanted those Coras for a while.
Yeah, we heard them at
cool, like
Focal, CES Focal.
That was a cool one. Yeah,
that was a good one. Aaron, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Are able to have many surround speakers in your setup? Only in my studio where there's space. Otherwise, the living room, it's 514. I think a lot of living rooms, 5.1.4 might be like all you can get to. It's tough. Joe was showing me some pictures of his spot, and I was just like, oh, whoa. You got a speaker over here, speaker over there. With the living room situation, you've got a lot of compromises. You got a lot of obstacles.
Oh yeah. Remember part of the thing though is trying to work around some of those, right? You got to make the best of it. Doesn't mean you can just give up and just go with a sound bar. You have to work around it. You got to. There's going to
put in the time,
but part of it it's part of the fun, right? Yeah. I guess if you're into that, I had to run a wire. I have some stairs, and I needed to get wire to a speaker, but the stairs are in the way. Fireplace is in the way, so I ran a cable, and it looks decent. I just didn't want to go through the ceiling, do all that stuff. So I did what I had to do, and I have sound where it needs to be. So
there it is.
What do we call it? Real quick about the Coras. Remember when we went to CES and we had we heard the upfiring on the chorus.
And the girl said it's not focal. It's
focal.
Focal.
It's focal.
Focal. People say focal.
Some French lady.
And
she's like, correct.
I know she totally like broke from her French accent too to say focal. I was like, whoa.
It's focal.
Focal. Yeah, you were very impressed. The upfiring was actually very impressive.
Yeah. In that particular room, and I know we've talked about this before, but I want to reiterate it because I see it online a lot where people are just hating on the upfiring. And I need to make it clear, in the right room, with the right speakers, right setup, right calibration, they can sound pretty convincing. I think that's a word I want to say. It's convincing. Like, it sounds like there's sound up there. Is it as accurate and pinpoint precision as having a speaker up there? Probably not. Probably not. And does it work on every single room where you have a high ceiling? No, probably not. But I'm using the Pioneers that I've talked about before, Pioneer, and they have this 2 kilohertz dip that's like built in, like real obvious. And I think any of the ELAC stuff has that also. And I think that really adds to the effect. It makes it so you can't localize it so well. Now, what's that?
I don't know why I'm twisting. Is this what happens to the sound? It goes boo boo boo.
Yeah. Oh, like
yeah. How does it bounce? Does the sound go up and turn and get down? Like, how does it? How
you want to know? I can explain it. Basically, Haas effect, right, or presence effect, means that our ears are good at determining what is the first source of sound, right? The initial source, like timing wise, our ears are excellent. So if it hears a sound coming from the front and it's trying to bounce sound up on top, your brain's going to say, well, it's obviously from there because that's where the sound came from first, straight ahead. And then I heard it bounce off the top. That was a secondary sound. So that's not coming from there. But if you're able to block that first sound or hide it somehow so you don't hear it, and the first sound that you hear is the reflection on the ceiling, your brain says, that's the source up there. Right?
Okay.
And that's how it works. And it does, and it can work. I think the part of the issue is that some people expect the sound to come from where Dolby shows to put the Atmos speakers. You know, it's like in front of you. It's like kind of near your seats.
Oh, yeah.
And people expect the sound to come from there. It's not. That's not where the sound sounds like it's coming from. It actually sounds like it's coming from above your main speaker. You just draw a line straight up. And that's kind of where it sounds like it's coming from. And it works to do that. It's kind of amazing. I have 4 of them in the living room. That was part of the reason why I did the 7.1.4, because I wanted to hear how well these upfiring Atmos speakers could work. And I definitely have to say that I can't speak for every upfiring module. There could be some that don't sound good at all.
Bad. They're just bad.
Yeah.
Bad module. Bad.
Yeah, these are different in their concentric, right? So point source. The tweeter's real small, so it's like, you know, if I were to measure how the dispersion on it's very narrow, right? So it's well designed for that particular purpose. There could be other ones that are very bad. I can't speak for every single Atmos module, you know, Dolby, I don't know what they call it. Dolby modules, upfiring speaker, something.
Can we call them bouncy house Atmos speakers? That's very long.
Well, I've heard that said, right? I've heard people say that. I've heard you say that too. And to me, it's like it's a little bit of a underhanded comment, like almost like saying those garbage ones, right? Like, it's. I'm sure there probably are some garbage ones, but these particular ones actually work to do what I expect, and I'm impressed, right? So I hate it when people just dismiss stuff, like in general, overall. You know, that's not a good thing. Maybe I do that. I don't know. I try not to. Anyway, what else we got?
Don't go to a camera store and say focal instead of focal. They look at you funny. Yeah, got to know your audience.
Your focal length.
Focal length.
What? Focal length. Hey, so have you had any experience with upfiring speakers? Have you heard any that are, you know, what is your experience with them?
I mean, I tried it in my home, but that didn't work because, like the lady says, too many obstacles. There's a perfect way to describe it. Obstacles. There are too many obstacles for the bounce to happen correctly. And we're also like sitting kind of like off center. It's all weird.
Have you heard any that are, somewhat convincing or something?
Yeah.
More than garbage. How about that? Are there any that are more than
No, they're not. It's not bad in the right room. In the right room, it's convincing. Is it exact? I wouldn't say it's exact. I'd say it gives an impression or illusion of height. But yeah, I'd be curious to see playing my own Atmos mixes to see exactly how like pinpointy they can be. Pinpointy, is that a?
That's a new one.
It's a new.
That's a new one. You should add it to your repertoire of
my
terminology when you're reviewing speakers.
Yes, pinpointiness.
Yeah, the pinpointiness.
That's like it's very laid back, but the pinpointiness is on point. I couldn't get the upfiring to work. Yeah, exactly. Bodhi says he couldn't get the upfiring to work in the living room, but it has popcorn ceiling, so I didn't expect much. Yeah. If it's got to be like flat, place a mirror at the reflection point.
Oh, sorry. So Rich says, does the Atmos module on the Monolith THX mini towers work well? I haven't tried those. I don't know. But, speaking of Monolith, Monoprice, Monolith, they have some crazy sales lately. I saw those, I posted about it. They have the THX 8-inch subwoofer for like $150. I'm rocking 2 of those in my living room. Dude, I have big old subs. I got crazy subs. Huh?
Chris got one. Bought a Monolith 8 because they're stupid cheap right now.
Oh, dude, they're surprisingly good. Like, I'm happy to recommend them. As long as your expectations are in line, keep those in check. They're not going to perform like some huge subs. You know what I mean? But for what they are, man, I think a lot of people would be very surprised. So, what else? I think they had the Encore T6s that I really like. Anybody order those? Anybody? Encore T6? 118 each? Who said that? Where are these? Where is it? Hold on a second. Is that true?
No.
That is not. That's insane.
T6. I'm looking it up right now.
Sometimes I even feel bad like posting it because like, is that a mistake? I feel bad. Like if it's a mistake.
159 is what I see on their website.
Okay. Maybe on eBay or Amazon. Sometimes they have different pricing. Yeah. At Target and Walmart. Okay. Snagged a pair. Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Target's 119. Holy shit. Look at this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me put it up right now.
That is crazy.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow. What a deal. I'm pissed. I ordered a pair for Monoprice.
Okay. Order another one. That's how you fix it, That's what I did. If you get a bad deal, buy another set so that you feel better about it. Split the difference. Anyway,
I'll return the ones at Monoprice.
There you go.
I don't know.
RTS.
I mean, it's an extra $100.
Jeez.
Wow.
This is ridiculous. So, okay, first of all, got to say, Monolith is currently a channel sponsor, which to some people they think that means that I'm just gonna pimp out Monolith stuff. I picked Monolith because they make awesome stuff and it's inexpensive. It's actually the opposite. I'm picking and choosing who I want to work with, and I'm happy to recommend those. They're so inexpensive and they're so good. I have Arendals. Arendal speakers are great too, but these speakers actually made me appreciate the Encore T6s even more because you see the price, right?
Yeah, I think
you can get a great experience with those.
He says, "Buy them, everyone."
Just everybody buy them. Go.
That's it.
Whether you need them or not, who cares?
You find a use for them. You find them, put them. I think. He also asked how are those Arendals, Joe? earlier. Yeah.
My full review is coming out. A quick, I guess I can give you a preview. Compared, so previously I had T6, right? Encore T6, these 100 currently very inexpensive speakers. And right now I have the top of the line Arendal 1723 THX 8-inch towers. Much more expensive. Are they better sounding? Yeah, they're more refined. They play louder, cleaner, right? I just said in our group, Daily HiFi, our Daily HiFi Crew group, I gave an update. I just basically said they just do it more effortlessly because they're bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it like I gave the example. Think of a Honda Prelude, right? Remember those? Remember Honda Prelude?
Yeah.
Well, I think they had a 2.2 liter, 4-cylinder engine, and like it could get to from 40 to 100, but it's there's some ruckus. You know what I mean?
That's some ruckus.
You could tell like it's doing something. And then you take let's say a BMW from the same time, 3-liter inline 6, so it's larger, right? And it does the same thing, same speed, and just smooth. Just does it like effortless. So that's the way I would say. That's the difference.
They play more effortlessly than the mono price.
Yeah, it's weird because it's hard to. How do you measure that? It's not like the Monolith are distorting. They're not making any bad noises. I don't know. I don't know what measurement that is. Unfortunately, Aaron's not here to explain it to us, but I'm sure it's something. It's but yeah, I like them. I like them. Whether it's worth the price, that's for somebody to decide because that big price difference might be worth that extra amount. Chris Wyndham, thank you for the super chat. Has FOMO joined lately? Jonesing for an 85-inch plus. You're the TV guy, Chana.
FOMO was here last week, wasn't he? But he
pops in. He pops in and says, "What's up?"
He pops in. He pops out. Maybe he joins when he has FOMO. Oh, very punny. I'm very punny today. So dude, 85-inch, man. There's got to be some good deals coming up. I think I just got an email from Best Buy saying that Black Friday pricing has started already. So definitely check out Best Buy right now for, I mean, 85 sounds like you're going to go for an LED TV. I would go with an OLED, which would make it an 83. Oh, that's how you always know. 77 is an OLED, 75 is an LED. Of course, 55 and 65, they're all. Fred.
Look at
Fred.
the OLED guy. All of a sudden, he gets a 142-inch projector setup, the BenQ HT4550i, and now he's saying, forget that projector. Get a projector. I need to hire Fred to be like a sales guy.
Yeah,
he's a great sales guy.
Let me tell you.
He just gets so hyped up, dude. It makes me want to go and buy stuff.
Dude, Derek just bought the T6s from Target. You're making sales, man. I might just buy a second pair. Shit.
Oh man, they're so good, dude. They're so good. They can't make money that way. There's no way. How can you ship those out and make them?
Because it says on Target's site, it says sold and shipped by Monoprice. So they're coming from Monoprice.
There's no way you can make money like that. How could you imagine that?
I'm just gonna keep my Monoprice order. I'm not gonna order more from Target. I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm doing my part to keep
supporting
to keep supporting Monoprice. It's only $100. I can deal without a bottle of wine for like a good month.
That sort of stuff is very exciting to me when you can buy inexpensive stuff and really have a great experience.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I think what about Mono Price Center channel? Because I like, what do we got? Oh, $55.
Are you serious? Get out of here.
Hold on. This is Target. Hold on. This is Target. Look at this.
It's not true.
$55.99. Look at this. C6
okay,
for
so the C6,
$100.
That's what I'm using right there.
Okay.
The C6, it's a sealed center. I use it vertically. and it matches pretty well with the T6 towers.
Shit,
Yeah,
I'll buy this from here.
there you go. There you go. See,
Fuck this. Oh, look, 12-inch
no.
subwoofer.
Hold up. Stop.
Wait,
That's not the Monolith one though. Don't. I would say
okay.
chill. I haven't tried the mono price subs. Monolith is like a separate thing. That's like,
okay, here we go.
You know,
maybe they'll go Monolith subwoofer. Let me try Monolith subwoofer.
And you know, Target's doesn't have this. You can't go into Target and buy this stuff.
Yeah, it says not available in store.
Imagine you go to Target and you start seeing Monolith stuff. That's hilarious.
I mean, this is a great price for a center channel.
Yeah. You could even use those as monitors, just put them vertically. You could.
This is ridiculous, man. Like, okay, so if you were to go to Target right now, okay, let's just do this. Do that. Monolith T6. Okay, here we go. Boom. We're gonna go 2 of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then view cart. You've got a 5.0. That's where's my total? Under $400. You got 5 speakers under $400. It's not even $100 a speaker, dude. This is the sale of a lifetime. What is going on? This makes no sense whatsoever.
Swoop up on it. I would say people swoop up because I don't think that's even sustainable, dude. I don't even know. Is that correct? Like,
dude, I would get this for my mom, bro. I would get this for my mom's set. Like, what? Like, this would be awesome. If I had a reason,
any reason, I would get it.
Tim, didn't you say you needed something, Tim? Like, wow. You can return it to Target. Makes returns a lot easier. Oh, dang. Okay. Tim needs speakers. Hashtag speakers. Yeah. Yeah. No, nothing. You're right. Wow. You could build out an amazing price theater system. Right. These prices have mono price looking like the Temu of home audio. Yeah. I mean, but at least the speakers are good. Yeah.
Have you ordered from Temu before?
No, I haven't. Why is it shady?
No, I don't know. It just seems like a nicer looking AliExpress to me. Hold on a second. I'm shocked. I don't know what to say.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Look, you can get 4 tower speakers for $237. Like a little bit of your fancy magic beans, dude. I don't think a lot of speakers have, dude. You cannot beat the value in this rate. What do we got for where do we go for? Okay, since let's try and put this together. Okay, we got $400 for 5.0. Where did it go? Come on, share screen. All right. What do we got? We got Denon, X1700H. Let's see. Can we put together none of these S? We don't want these S. Oh, here we go. Certified refurbished, $399. We've got $800, and we've got a 5.1.2 receiver refurbished, along with 5 speakers. Do you think we can get a subwoofer in there for $200 also? Make it an even $1,000,
maybe
$1,000 for a 5.1 with the Atmos receiver. You just toss in, win-win, right?
The AVR you're saying would be like a good, I think a X1700 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm saying this one would be a good one. Okay,
you got it.
This one is a refurbished. Like the regs are like here 600. So that means the Denon X1800 is already out, right? So the 1800, how much is that? Is $749. Yeah, and look, this refurbished 1700, the older model, is $400. These are some great deals. 2700, that's the older one. Do not ever get this S thing, you guys. Whatever the S. Yeah, my mom has this S6600 or 660. Garbage. Don't get those things. You don't want those. Damn. And then we get the jump is so big. Look at this. Just to get to a 9-channel receiver.
Affiliate link. Go ahead, go shopping. I don't know if that's even going to work. I've never tried this, but I threw up a link anyway.
Okay.
I just figure.
Man, that's dude. This is crazy. Who targets?
I don't get it, dude.
Target's gonna put Moto Price out of business.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous pricing. I need to order one of those center channels before one of these guys in the chat grabs it.
They're gonna sell out. That can't last.
What is B6 at? B6 at 125 each. I don't know what that is.
That doesn't. The B6 is the bookshelf. That doesn't sound as good of a deal as the $118 for the towers. You know, bookshelf stands. So,
I'm retarded, dude. It's only for one speaker.
Free shipping?
It's only for one speaker, Joe. It's only for one speaker.
Oh, the other ones are what, for a pair?
No, I thought it was. Hold on. Okay,
125 each. See,
118. Okay, there we go. Okay, 6. So for 5 speakers, it's 625. Okay, there we go. I totally got away with it. Thank you, Know Nothing, for bringing me back down to earth. Okay,
bookshelf is $125.99. It doesn't make sense. Like, the tower is less expensive. Get the towers if you can. Right? If you can make it happen, just get the towers.
All right, 5 speakers for $625. $625. That's still a pretty good price. So what's that? 100, a little bit more. But yeah. I need to get this guy.
Rich says it's the same price on Mono Price's site.
Which one? The center?
I don't know which one he's referring
Monolith.
to. It's funny that we're just here, just shopping. We couldn't help it. Ridiculous.
That's what's happening. We're just shopping.
While you're doing that, while you're shopping around, I can just say one of the notes I have here is the importance of calibration versus just spending money, right? Because you could spend a ton of money. You could just spend on speakers, just keep spending money on speakers and all kinds of other stuff, cables, all kinds of stuff. People should really focus on spending money on getting some decent speakers, right? You know, something where the physical characteristics of the speaker are good. It doesn't have distortion when you play it loud. It has some decent bass extension. It doesn't have to have the flattest response, as long as the directivity is smooth on it. You can EQ those. I think that is really where you want to spend your time and money. And I gotta plug. This is something I can easily plug. Spatial Toolkit, right? Use something like this. Make sure you get the good crossover points. Make sure your stuff is wired properly. We just got a comment from a guy who had
okay, listen, you guys. Okay. Tim, clip this.
Okay.
This is the important. I was going to make a video about this too. This is the importance of using our disc over the internal pink noise in your AVR or pre-pro. Because when you're using the internal pink noise, it is just sending pink noise to a speaker terminal. And if you have that speaker terminal connected to the correct speaker, then voila, you've got pink noise coming out of the correct speaker. However, as soon as you use our disc, and this is what happened to a few of our customers, it starts incorporating all the settings of your AVR pre-pro, and all of a sudden, this guy was not getting any pink noise out of his front wide speakers. Tim, who also does our customer service, so thank you, Tim, for helping him out.
Busy. We keep Tim very busy.
Yeah. Finally, the guy, I guess, was gone for a few days, and we came up with a whole bunch of different ideas on why it's not working. And it turns out he just did a factory reset, and then he loaded his settings back on, and they started working again. So he was going 6 months, and this is with the Marantz AV10, $7,000, $7,000, and it's not working right. Okay. Goes to show you.
Take the time to set up wides. You bought the wides. You wired them up. You bought a receiver that could do wides.
Yeah,
it's not even wides.
And so he was under the impression, until he used our disc, he had no idea that he wasn't hearing anything from the wides. Think about that. 6 months. I was like, oh man, it looks like you got to rewatch everything. You got to rewatch everything. That was
$99. $99. It's like, if you get the physical one, depending on where you are, sometimes shipping is expensive, depending on where they're at. So I get that. It's not the cheapest disc, but it also, if it makes your system sound better. It actually makes your, thousands of dollars do what the $1,000 are supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
like
it's not very much, right?
I think it's not until this product that Joe and I created that we can actually test our AVR to see if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And like how like when I phrase it like that, or when I thought about it like that, how on earth are we letting these companies just get away? The SAC is that target for $5. Hey, look, it's shipped by us.
Oh, how did that happen?
Yes, yeah, Kanga. The import taxes to Canada are like almost another 50 to 60 Canadian. So you're almost paying double. It's pretty wild.
Blame your government. Don't blame us, though, please.
Yeah, we have nothing.
We have nothing to do with that stuff.
But it just goes to show you that what we did create, and Joe and I were talking about this. It is actually amazing. What we did create is amazing because now it gives you, the consumer, you, the user of this, whatever it is, a $500 receiver to $1,100 to $2,000 to $30,000. Make sure your receiver is actually doing what it's advertised, right? Joe worked with a guy for 4 hours until they figured out what was going on. And he had an 8805 Marantz processor, which is the biggest processor that they had at the time before the AV10. And he could not get the middle heights to fire properly. And he had that thing for a couple of years. And finally, it was just about one setting. And he said the same thing. Oh, the peak noise from the internal is going to the correct speaker. But when I play on your disc,
yeah.
You
can't tell that's using the internal pink noise. It just, it doesn't work like that.
It just sends a pink noise signal to a speaker terminal. And if you got the speaker correct speaker connected, you're good. But once Atmos is engaged, we kept, what do you say? He came out the rear, height rears.
I don't remember what the issue was. I kind of blanked it out. I don't want
to. He's like, that's 4 hours. I won't get back. And it was just
what was the issue though?
Huh?
What was the issue though?
So he had heights in the front, heights in the rear, and heights on the surround. So he chose
it was surround height instead of top middle.
So that's when we found out that if you're running 6 height channels on a Denon or Marantz, if it's not 6 in ceiling speakers, and if you got to set it up as front height, rear height, and top middle. If you set it up with surround height, that will negate any middle height. It'll just mess it up. And so that guy had his for a couple of years, and it was just wrong. It was just wrong the whole time. Like, man, you got a lot of catching up to do. You got to rewatch a whole lot of content.
We have a lot of people also commenting that they have 7.1.4 or something like that, and when they're watching movies, they hear height stuff, right? But when they use our disc, it's only ear level. And what is actually happening is, somehow they're not getting the full Dolby Atmos signal. They're actually just upmixing 7.1. They might have a setting incorrect in their Blu-ray player or something like that. And it's funny because they're like, you mean I haven't been getting discrete content to my height channels? Like, now you are, you kind of keep on the up and up, but you're like, yeah, you're good to go now. But that's rough. Imagine you're you're thinking it sounds great. You're enjoying everything. It's just upmixing. And the people who are hating on us for, Oro 3D upmixing. I'm like, this guy's been doing the same thing. He's been upmixing using the Dolby upmixer. It's not actually Atmos. So that happens more often than you might think. It's not like a here and there. It's happens a lot. So yeah, definitely that's where a place to spend money. Spend it with us. Spatial Toolkit. We took a long time to make this because nobody else has this, and we're still the only one that has all these tests and
still the first and the still most comprehensive way.
There's no need to make another one.
Your Dolby Atmos home theater. Michael Squire says, I always see squirrels, man. I think I need some more reading. I think I need some more reading in my life. Top, middle, and rear surround were reversed to me. Chris, he meant the spatial audio calibration toolkit. Sometimes people say SACD, which then now makes things. You think it's a super audio CD? Yeah.
No, it's spatial audio calibration toolkit.
Yeah, but okay. All right. Should we get into
what?
some of these starred questions or whatever?
Yeah, just real quick, I want to add to that last thing. Is this like, I know a lot of people want magic beans already. It's one of those things I keep saying it needs to be working in a way that I'm comfortable releasing it to everybody. Like recently we did an update, made stuff look a lot better, and I went to export it. It wouldn't export on my phone. So I can't have issues like that where it's just not working properly. Like everything works, like the process works. It's just making an app is tricky. You can fix or change one thing and it messes up the rest. I don't want anybody to have that experience. So definitely, I would say, I don't think Arendal would like me saying this, but out of the box, if I compared my Encore T6, these inexpensive ones, with my Magic Beans True Target calibration, tonally, I prefer those over the Arendals out of the box. Now, if I do Magic Beans True Target on the Arendals, yeah, they're gonna beat the the Encore T6. So they have more potential. But it's just something like that. Like you can have great sound as long as you have decent speakers and you calibrate them properly. That's all. That's my pitch. What else we have starred here? You want to go through some of the starred stuff?
Yeah, sorry, I was making a Target account. I'm over here buying that center channel. It's $40 less than Mono Price's site, and it's hold on, 3. I gotta do this silly Target. Okay, what do we got in starred? We got in starred. Let's start at the top. Bodie, how many cartridges would DJs go through in a year? You know what? Oddly enough, Bodie, I still have my Ortofon nightclub needles cartridges from 2001, and it came with 3 actual styluses, so you could change them. So I know one of them, one pair really got screwed, but the other 2 are still there. They still work. I actually used it on another another turntable like about a year or 2 ago. They still work. Adam Savage Michael Squire says Adam Savage has a new video where they scanned the $130 Apple USB-C cable versus a $10 Amazon.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched that. You know what? I was a little bit annoyed by that because they were just showing, oh, look at the Apple USB. It was a Thunderbolt 4 cable and showing how like a crappy like USB-C cable that's just for charging, though it doesn't have the same. I'm like, yeah, they're totally different cables. Like I would be interested in seeing a USB Thunderbolt 4, like a generic one, like a cheap one, versus the Apple one. That's a fair comparison. But it was kind of weird. Like they went through all this stuff to just show how awesome the Apple ones are designed and why they're worth $130, but they compared them against like the wrong cable. It's so weird. Like they're so knowledgeable, but they chose to not compare it against
the wrong cable.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, annoyed me a little bit because if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, oh man, that Apple cable's totally worth it. And there's a lot involved there. There's a lot involved there. But to compare it against some crappy USB-C cables that are not the correct ones, weird. Anyway, what else? Anything else? Anything else?
No, nothing else. What do y'all use to calibrate your TV, if anything at all? I have the Big Daddy setup. Well, it's actually the Medium Daddy setup. It costs about $2,200, which and that's just for the equipment. It's also a 3,000 yearly license for Calman. So that's for 1 year. It's like $5,000. You should probably just get it professionally calibrated for like $600 and call it a day. The cool part about learning how to calibrate myself is that any TVs that I had in for review, I could calibrate them. Not just the standard calibration. You would do SDR for a bright room, so that's daytime, and then dark room, and then you do the same in HDR. And then if you had Dolby Vision, you would do that again for Dolby Vision. But the one thing I like doing was game mode. Calibrating game mode, because I play a lot of video games. Well,
what mode?
Game mode. Game mode. Why? What happened? Do you think it was beast mode?
No, just different. Like no.
Yeah, but I would calibrate game mode as well. But yeah, dude. if you I hear with the new Sony A95L, it was one of the best out of the box as far as color accuracy. So if you want to spend that premium with the Sony OLED, don't get it calibrated, because I know FOMO did a video that's with the Sony guy at the TV shootout this year, and he was saying that, you know, if you get it calibrated, you could actually make it look worse. So there's something to so then, you know, you pay the premium. It's almost like the calibration is done for you. So there you go. There you go.
You know, real quick on that topic. Who was it? I think Fred showed me this video, the faces in 4K.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's a great demo. If you're trying to see how well HDR works, and, you know, if you got good, you know, color rendition, there's nothing better than skin tones, because we know what a human's supposed to look like, right? So if you start looking all weird, everybody looks like, you know, Ahsoka or something like that, real red. If everybody looks like, who's the green lady in Avengers?
I don't even know.
Whatever.
The Zoe Saldana's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, we know what looks normal. We're used to seeing like blood and underneath skin. You know, we know what skin tones and sky and grass. They're called memory colors. Gamora, yes. Everybody looking like Gamora. That's no good. So it's a great demo, and I'm glad Fred showed me in our Daily HiFi after show group, our Daily HiFi crew. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Monoprice C6 center channel ordered. Done. That was a no-brainer.
Faces in 8K, it's actually called. I'm gonna put a link here.
Faces in 8K. All right, do it.
Okay. Boom. Faces in 8K. Great demo for just checking your colors. I don't want to show it because I don't want to get into trouble with these Jacob and Katie Schwartz, who made it. Looks great though.
Okay.
What else? This is quick news for anybody who's into REW, but they have an update. I haven't tried it. I don't know if this is beta or what, but version 5.3, and so I am going to check this out. I'll report back, but it looks like a lot of changes. Look at this, the EQ, the fact that you can see them, see all the different filters you're applying, lots of updates, and the guy who makes this, wow, like this is awesome. Like send that guy money. You know what I mean?
That guy money.
REW's all donation.
Oh,
that is like a great piece of software, right? Send them hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars.
Seriously, I'm making an app. It's hard. REW is very advanced. It does a ton of stuff. You know, pretty stable. Works on PC, Mac, and you know, been around for a long time. It's very refined after all these years, and it's free. What? So, yeah.
There you go.
Send that guy some money if you find it useful. I think it's worth it. I need to go and send this guy some money, some more money.
True Voice of Reason asked, did you finish the wire install with drywall compound? If not, that's the reason you can still see it.
Yeah, so I wanted to run it against the baseboard because I didn't want to have to paint. And, you know, I understand I think what you're saying is you can run it on the wall, but then you have to add the texture so it matches the rest of the wall. I figured if it's flat, then I could kind of just run it along the baseboard, maybe add a little bit of drywall compound to kind of like smooth out the line. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, this is a lot of work. You know, if it's a 50-foot run, you got to do 50 feet, smooth it out, sand it, paint it. Yeah, it's work. I think there are better solutions. Maybe we can facilitate something. What do you think, Chana? We make all kinds of stuff anyway. We innovate. We bring new stuff to the space. You think we can come up with a solution one of these days?
I think so.
You think so?
I know so. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, y'all are not ready. Y'all are not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah,
I can't let
we
the
got
cat
more
out of the
colors. There's
bag,
more.
but like when it comes to this like home theater thing, man, there's so many holes.
Oh man, there's lots of
There's
options to make it better.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I only know because I'm doing it right now. It's like you see I'm like holding my neck and it's a pain.
You got a pain in your neck, Joe?
Yeah, pain.
You need
Pain in my
that
neck.
massaged out.
Ah,
Hey,
yeah.
I got a fancy new massager for you.
So yeah, there's a bunch of they already have peel and stick channels you can run on the baseboard. Yeah, I'm interested in hearing. So any of you guys who are in the after show part of the Daily HiFi Crew, crew.dailyhifi.com, let's continue that conversation there.
Yeah.
And if you have any ideas of how to run wire seamlessly, easy,
I do.
easy is the best way. Easy. That's how you do it. Join the crew, crew.dailyhifi.com if you're not already part of the crew. What else we got? That's all I got.
Okay. Has anyone played with Wisa? How's the latency with them? We were talking about wireless home theaters, and Wisa will connect to your Wisa enabled TV. I think who's the company? I think there's one company on Amazon. They do a 5.1. So if you have like an LG, I know LG will handle LG TVs. Will do Wisa. I don't know about others, but man, wireless 5.1. I would need a new living room to test that out in. Let's try. Let's try a new living room to test that out in and see what's going on. Let's see. Buy those T6 towers and get a white van. Sell them for $400 a pair.
I know. Hey, flip it the other way, huh?
Yeah. Oh man.
Demo. Imagine you're like, hey, I know a lot of you don't trust it because it's in the white van, but let me show you a demo here.
Also, never be afraid to try things people say you shouldn't in the audio community.
I like that, Chris
Hamilton.
I think a lot of other personalities, I don't know, in this space, but just in general, I think a lot of people like to be authority figures. They want to be the guy who knows things, right? And I happen to know things just because this is what I do. I'm always in it. It's not that I'm like super smart. It's just this is what I do all day. Is I'm calibrating, doing this stuff. So the fact that I know something is, I should know something by now, right? But I don't need to be an authority figure. Whether you listen to me or somebody else, or combine the knowledge from various people and try your own thing, try your own path, that's fine. Yeah, I don't care whether I'm the authority figure. But I think some people who like that feeling of being an authority figure, they don't want you to try different things. Like they're going to tell you how it is, and that's how it is. Don't even bother trying.
My way or the highway.
Don't even bother, right? Just this is the way, and don't even think about trying upfiring speakers or something.
Yeah.
Test it for yourself and see.
I'm of the mixing and making like Atmos stuff for the last couple of years. Man, there's just so much I don't know, but there's so much more that I do know now. Oh, hey.
Yeah, yes. I know you. You're in our Discord group for the Spatial Toolkit.
That's right.
Always good to see you, man.
Yeah, you just got an AV10 and an Amp 10. Fred, he's one-upped you, Fred. You need to go get that Amp 10, bro.
Hey. No, I'm just saying. What if like he didn't? What if that was a secret?
Oh.
No, I'm just saying. Probably not. We're just joking.
His wife is not watching. He's like, I did. Oh man. I'm in for the after show now. Cool. Yeah, so I think it's to say something like I know everything there is to know about Atmos. It's just silly. It's just silly. I mean, I'm like Joe and I have learned so much, mixing and creating Atmos for the past like 2 years that we probably know a lot more than a lot of the people that say they know a lot because we actually make it. And it's not like, just reading the white papers. It's actually making it and seeing what happens. And I think one of the best things is that, Joe's like a mad scientist. He'll be like over here, like, dude, I just tried this for like 8 hours. I'm like, God, why? And then all of a sudden he's like, check this out. I'm like, oh my gosh. And when you test extensively, you find out that the format has limitations. And once you know and understand those limitations, we can now work around those limitations and make our Atmos shit better than anybody else's out there, players. So this is the thing. But do I still go around saying I know everything there is to know about Atmos? No, because there's probably a hell of a lot more to learn that just hasn't been discovered yet. If you think about 2014 is when they announced it for home. We're only 9 years into it, and we haven't even gotten that far, right? We haven't even gotten that far. We haven't even broken into like what it could really, really be. So yeah, when people want to be authority figures, that's cute.
Well, science, right? So a lot of it is, people trying to be scientific and, kind of taking that approach. But what science is really about experimentation, right? It's about having doubt and trying your best to eliminate the doubt in a logical way, right? So to just say this is how it is and not do the experiments, that's not scientific, right? Yeah. Science is about putting in the work and trying the different things and finding out when it works, when it doesn't. That's real science, right? And, of course, I'm about the theory too. If some guy did all the tests previously, then maybe I don't have to take the time to do all the tests, even though I still I spot check to make sure that it's true, right? I'll do one of the tests and I'm like, oh, this guy has been correct 99.9% of the time, so I can kind of trust the data. But yeah, science is about trying things, and I like that comment. I definitely like the comment. Is like, try different things, even if we say it's garbage. Try it. Maybe in your situation, maybe that one time
it could be the exception to the rule, right?
It could be, and that's information, right?
Maybe I'm garbage. I don't know. I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care if somebody proves me wrong. I'll say, okay, yeah, I'm wrong. That's it.
I think it's where it gets tricky though. Is there are certain cases where there's well-known, well-established physical things that we know. We know how certain things work, right? Like we know how gravity works. So if somebody says, hey, if I throw a ball up, we're not sure if it's gonna really come down. We're not sure. I'm not
really sure about the gravity thing.
We know how that works. We have an idea how that works. Okay, it's not a mystery. But if somebody tries it and it stays up, it's like, oh, wonder why that happened. Because it's stuck in the tree. That's why. Yeah, you can explain that too. Anyway, I just.
Look at this. I just ordered 2 T6, 1 C6 thanks to Chana and Joe. Look at this. Hey, Mr. HC. Congrats, there man. You're gonna have to hit up Joe for some maybe for some treble settings. We'll see.
Yeah. Gotta tune these up a little bit.
Tune it up. He's gonna get you a new air filter, a new exhaust. That system's gonna be purring.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was such a cool explanation. Still trying to figure out who needed to kill it. Hey, sometimes it's the internet, man. As long whoever's watching that doesn't know now they know. That's all.
Yeah.
I think it's because you'd be surprised, bro. Some people still think the world's flat, but like what?
I think some people think scientific method is just about like, using logic and finding an answer, and then you're done. Like, that's it. It's set in stone. Never ask a question again. That's not scientific, Continue asking questions. Figure out when it breaks that rule. When does that rule get broken? That's science. Keep asking questions. So always be suspicious of those people who don't like you to ask questions, right? Or they respond to you in a weird way when you ask a question. Right? You ever have a teacher where you ask them a question, they make you feel dumb?
Oh yeah, a lot of times. Yeah.
Like, that's not a good teacher, right? No. A great teacher's one to be like, we talked about that before, but let's go over again, right? You don't want. Yeah. We're all dumb.
But in his head, he's like, "Shit, I got to say this again."
Yeah, you're right. Hey, we have to repeat stuff many times too, right?
Oh my goodness, you would know. You would know. You guys have no idea. I'm so glad I'm not handling the customer service for Toolkit anymore, because there's a lot of like redundant questions, and I'm like, man, like I'm if I have to explain to these another one person about something we have that's written on the website, read person, read.
It's on the website.
Yeah.
What do I do with this test disk? I'm like, try use it and see if it works. Test the test track that we have.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna work. I'm like, we put it on the homepage. Like,
Yeah.
you can download and just try it and see if it works.
I like Aaron's question here. Would you guys ever consider doing a live show in person? Heck yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Well, it'll be fun.
I'll be there.
It'll be bad. That's gonna be a party. If we do it, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be fun.
A fun audio show.
Yes.
I mean, a fun audio event. You know,
we'll do it.
I even had what's his name? My man Durda. Durda is like, hey man, yeah. He's like, you should come out to Exponent. I should have you DJ, because this thing needs to be more fun, man. These things need to be more fun. I was like, oh, I guess I'm the fun guy.
Fun guy.
Woo.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
1:16. We're over an hour. I think we have enough content for the rest of the week for Tim to chop up, and hopefully you guys can enjoy the content.
Yep.
On a daily basis.
Yeah, and whoever does what, Mr. HC, enjoy your speakers, man. Enjoy speakers. I'm pretty excited. I can't believe this channel is only $100.
I'm super excited. Please give us an update. Let us know what you think.
Please do. Please do.
And if you get them and you're unimpressed, you can come and blame me. You can say, man, you told me to buy these. You said they were good and they suck. And you can complain to me. And that's fine. But I doubt it. How are you going to complain of how much are they? 106, 118 bucks.
18 each, yeah.
If they play sound, you should be happy.
I mean, don't you have them, Joe? Don't you have the T6s?
Yeah, dude, they're awesome. They're so good.
I hope hope the target sales satisfy the itch. Yeah, man.
He said he'll totally blame me. And if you're gonna totally blame me, then you also got to give me props if it works out and you love them. Right? Gotta go both ways.
Yeah, right.
You gotta show some love this way too.
All right,
we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you guys like to listen to a podcast as opposed to watching the podcast, go to anchor.fm/Daily HiFi. Of course, we have really cool merch. Shop.dailyhifi.com. And if you want to join the crew, go to crew.dailyhifi.com so that you have access to the after show, which is where Joe and I will be right meow once we end this. And of course, we don't have this on here, Joe.
What don't we have?
Which is bad. If you were wondering what the SACT is, go to spatialcd.com and purchase our product. It is the one thing that your home theater needs that it's not getting. It's like gasoline, like high octane gasoline for your sports.
Yeah, you sound like a shill for Spatial CD, man. You sound like a shill.
I mean, we made it. Why should we not be shilling for something we made that's awesome and it's helping home theater enthusiasts around the world?
If there's one thing we're allowed to shill, it's the product that we made and we spent our blood, sweat, and tears making, and I have no issue. Sponsored, disclosure, all that. Yeah.
This video is sponsored by the Spatial Group. Anyway, yeah, go check that out too, and we'll see you guys next week. If you are watching on the replay on the YouTube channel, make sure to swing by Mondays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, to be part of the live show and be part of the fun, ask questions, engage in the chat. This is what we do here, and we love to do it. So on behalf of myself and Joe,